Caladiums are heat-loving tropical perennials that have almost unparalleled foliage and make showy houseplants. The plant's large, heart or arrow-shaped, paper-thin leaves come in a striking array of colors and patterns. A mass of caladium is an explosion of whites, greens, reds, and pinks that are mottled, veined, and striped. They can easily offer the visual impact of having planted flowers while only being foliage plants. Though they are grown mainly for their foliage, they do produce some flowers, which start in the form of spathes, or spikes. Plant these tubers in the springtime after the threat of frost has passed. As striking as they are, caladium plants are toxic to animals and humans. Many gardeners use masses of these striking plants as summer accents and conversation pieces. Indoors or out, caladiums are seasonal tuberous plants that grow foliage from spring into autumn, peaking in the summer. Cut off any spathe as soon as they appear to ensure that all of the plant's energies are used for their gorgeous leaves. Caladium's rest period comes in the autumn or winter. Their rest period isn't determined by temperature or light cycle, but by how long the plants have been growing. Caladiums are seasonal plants even in the tropics, where gardeners plant them in the spring and summer months when they'll thrive in the heat and humidity they require. Unless you live in zones 9 to 11, you should plan to grow them as annuals, or dig up the plant's tubers at the end of the growing season and store them for the winter. When grown indoors, they do best with lots of heat, bright but indirect light, and plenty of humidity. Even under the best conditions, caladium foliage lasts only a few months before the leaves start to die back and the plant goes dormant again, which is normal. Light. Caladium plants prefer indirect light or moderate shade indoors. The narrower the leaves, the greater the amount of sun they can withstand. Growing them outdoors in containers gives you more control over light conditions. Some newer cultivars can be grown in full sun, but most caladiums need protection from too much intense light. When growing them in a garden, give them partial shade to full shade. Full sun scorches their leaves. Soil. Plant caladium in a rich, well-drained soil in the garden or in potting mix for containers, such as a damp mix of soil and peat. Garden soil should be similarly rich and well-drained. The ideal soil pH is slightly acidic, at 5.5 to 6.2. Water. When leaves appear on the plant, water is needed to keep the soil evenly moist. Never let the plant dry out, as leaves may yellow and drop. Stop watering the plant when the leaves start to die back. Resume watering in spring after winter dormancy. New leaves will reappear as temperatures warm. Temperature and humidity. The warmer the better for caladium houseplants. Aim for 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, 60 to 65 degrees at night, if possible, as that is the temperature at which tubers begin to grow. Keep the humidity as high as is practical. When planting outdoors, you can transplant potted tubers after the last frost date for your area. Plants grown this way should be started indoors 4 to 6 weeks prior to transplanting. Fertilizer. Fertilize the plant every 2 weeks during the growing season with liquid fertilizer or use slow-release pellets. Leaves turning yellow. Caladium leaves will turn yellow if the plant is overwatered, underwatered, getting too much light, or experiencing temperature and humidity level stress. The plant may also be experiencing nutrient deficiencies, such as a lack of magnesium, nitrogen, or iron. Leaves turning brown. There could be many reasons your caladium leaves are turning brown, including: the plant is too dry. It's getting too much direct sunlight. It's not getting enough humidity.